So once in a while I drop videos on sewing tutorials. So today tutorial is going to be all about corset. I'm going to teach you how to draft a corset pattern. So, and I'm going to make it very easy, straightforward for you. So I want to say a very big thank you to all my subscribers. I'm so excited, I'm so happy for those that have subscribed to my channel, and for those of the ones that are yet, for those of you that are yet to subscribe, what are you waiting for? Please subscribe to my channel so that you'll be getting, and click on the notification button for updates on my videos. So without further ado, without talking too much, I'm getting straight into the tutorial. So first of all, as usual, we're going to do our underboss tightening and our overboss tightening. So I'm sure most of you already know how to do that. So first thing for you is for you to indicate your underboss position. So whatever your underboss measurement is, from the top of your shoulder to your underboss, see what you do. You place your tape measure from the highest point on your shoulder, which is your neck point, and you measure it down and locate the position. Okay, for me mine is 13. Okay, so I'm going to indicate it now. Okay, so I'm just going to roll across. Okay, so that's my underboss position right there. So I'm sure you're familiar with this line. This is our chest line here, this first line. This line is our armhole line, or you call it the bust line or the armhole line. Okay, and this is our true bust line. That here point X is your true bust line. So this is now our underboss line. So as usual, I'm going to do the underboss tightening. I don't want to dwell too much on that. Okay, I've already done that off camera. Okay, I divided my underboss by 4 and I jotted it down. I measured what I have here on this pattern and checked the difference. So the difference that I got is 3 centimeters. So what I'm doing here now is I take 1 cm on this smaller side of the pattern, and I take more by the side. But some people can share it equally, but I don't want the side to be too small. So the next thing to do right here is that I'm connecting it to my point X, which is the true bust line. Okay, I'm doing the same thing here too. I connected it to the point X. So now I'm through with this. Okay, I can go ahead and connect it back to my waistline. Okay, so that I'll know that I'm through with this side. So the next thing now is to do my overboss tightening. For corsets, you double your dart, or you can do 120% bust tightening, or you can do as much as 150% for people that are very busty. So here I'm going to double the bust dart. Okay, what you do now is you measure your bust, the bust value on your dart. So here now mine is 6.5. I already know that, so I'm going to repeat this 6.5 again because I'm doubling it. Okay, so you can do as much as 120 depending on how tight you want it to be. So when you do that, you connect it to your point X, your true bust line, which is your point X. You connect it here. So when you're done, the next thing I want to do now is, okay, remember when we drafted this pattern, it will have bust plus 5 cm ease. So on this corset is meant to be very firm, okay, snug around your body. So we are going to take out that ease entirely, the 5 cm ease. We don't need it. So what we'll do is we'll take half from the back, we'll take half from the front. So okay, here I go. I'm measuring my 2.5 and I want to take it out now. Okay. Okay, so I'm equally going to take 1 cm from the waist, because remember, when you measure your waist, you always leave some allowance on your waist so that the waist will not be too tight. So here you're taking it out as well. So when you're done, you connect the lines together. You connect the lines together. Okay, on the hip line, you can decide to take out 0.5 or not, you know, depend on what you want. Okay, you can take out 0.5 from the hip as well. So use your curve ruler and you connect. Okay. Okay, you connect. Okay, mind you, I made a mistake here. I'm supposed to do this on the bust tightening after doing this, because you know, now this what I have around on my underboss now. The excess I have on my underboss now has now reduced. So definitely what I took here is much. So you just take note of that. I don't want to alter what I've already done to avoid. I don't want the pattern to look rough. So I'm just going to leave it like that. So the next thing I will do is I'm going to go in from the CF line. I'm going in by 1 cm. Okay, I'm going in by 1 centimeters. So with what I just did, I'm going to, like, you know, connect. Oh, my marker is finished. Okay, so I'm connecting a straight line here. So I want to draw the corset shape now. You see, from this CF line right here, this CF line, or at your underboss, you're going to take a diagonal line of 45 degrees. Okay, you can eyeball it, but since I have my set square, I'm just going to, you know, get the exact same. Okay, so I'll just draw out a line connecting the points. So from here now, I'll measure. From here now, I'll measure in 3.5 centimeters. Okay, so I'm just going to measure in 3.5 centimeters. Okay, my marker is failing me. So that's it right there. So from here now, I'm going to measure in, from this line, I'm going to measure in 3 centimeters. Okay, so I'll just square out a line. Okay, remember, this is no longer useful. This is no longer relevant here. This is no longer relevant. So I square a line to this point. So from here now, I'm going to, at the underboss, I'm going to take another diagonal line of 45 degrees. Okay, so I'll just draw it out. So from here now, I'm going to come out by another 3.5 centimeters. Okay, now it's time for me to draw out the corset shape. Before drawing the corset shape, let me draw out the design that I want to use for my corset. So from here, I'm drawing it now. So you can decide to use this straight line, or you can decide to come down a little bit. So I'll just come down from this chest line by let me say 1 cm. Okay, I'm coming down by 1 cm. So I'll just connect it like this. Okay, so that's the design I'm using for my corset. So for the back now, you can decide to use this straight line, or you can decide to come down a little bit. So the choice is yours, and you can just square out a line like this. When you square out a line, you can now use your curve ruler and you now connect it, can now connect it back to this point. Okay, so you can now connect it back like this. So now that I've drawn this line, the next thing is for me to draw in my corset shape. Okay, from here, and you connect it to the underboss point like this. So for the this side too, you do the same thing. Remember, we came down here by 1 cm, so you connect as well. Okay, you connect as well. So with this now, I'll be able to draw out the corset shape. This is what the corset is going to look like. Okay, so this is not the last thing. The next thing you do now is you take your upper bust circumference, because what you want to do is you want to, okay, say for example, you take your upper bust measurement circumference and it gives you 80 centimeters. You divide it by 4, which is 40 centimeters. Okay, because we are working with half pattern. So the next thing you do right here is for you to take your tape and you measure with the edge, you measure it, and you measure here too, omitting all the dots. Okay, then if you notice that what you still have on your pattern is still higher than the actual measurement you took, okay, please don't forget that the chest, the upper bust circumference that you're taking, the tape, it has to be very firm. Okay, because you want it to be firm on your body, so you don't, there's no point measuring it loosely. You measure it a bit firm on your body. So if you notice that there is still difference between what you took and what is on the pattern, okay, so for example, you are having a difference of 3 centimeters. So see what you do, you come here and you take out 1 cm here. Okay, you take in 1 cm here, then you come here and you take out 1.5 cm on both sides. Okay, okay, 1.5 cm and 1 cm here, making everything, okay, 3 cm. So you take out 1 cm here, you take out 1 cm here, making everything 3 cm. Okay, so the next thing is for you to connect it from here. The next is for you to connect it back to your waistline. Okay, like this, connect it back to your waistline. So you see this place like this, you can leave it like this, or okay, wait, I'm going to still come in here, let me see. So the next thing is for us to draw out the we're going to, let's finish with the upper bust tightening that we're doing. Then when you've drawn it in like this, you cannot just leave it like this, because you don't want this pointed tip like this, so you need to blend it. So don't mind my pattern, it's a half scale pattern, it's very small. So there are things you do on your normal pattern that you cannot do on this half scale because it's really small. So you blend it. I'm just manually blending. Okay, you can manually blend or use your curve ruler. So you blend it. With this now, we're done with the pattern. So is this downside now that we're going to, that I'm trying to like work on this downside here. Okay, you can decide to, this is your hip, remember this is your hip line, you can decide to extend it down to your hip line, or you can decide to make it to look like a box, you know, where one side will be higher, one side will be lower. Okay, so here now you can decide that you come in by 0.5 on both sides and you connect it back to the waistline. Okay, you connect it like this back to your waistline. Okay, so here now you can manual, like you can just eyeball it with your design, you know. You're the creator here, you can decide what you want. Okay, here now you can just decide that this is the design you want. You measure what you have here, you extend it because it has to be the same, so that when you're joining everything together, it has to match. Okay, so with this now you can connect, or you come down a bit lower and you connect, like this. Okay, so here now you've gotten the shape of your backs. So the back is a bit higher, the middle, this place and here has to match. So this is it. This is all about your corset. So the next thing is, when you're cutting, always make sure that you fold so that the 2 points can come together. Otherwise, when you sew, they are not going to align. So let me just quickly show you what I mean. Before you cut out, make sure you fold it like this. You know, fold it together. You know, if you fold it, you notice that the lines are not they are not together again. So now you can quickly use your pen or pencil to like reblend it before you cut. Okay, you can blend, then use your what they call your wheel, tracing wheel, and wheel it so that you know what you'll be able to cut it out following that wheeled line. Okay, so the same thing with the side. Before you cut, make sure you match the two sides together before you cut, so that they will be the same at your cutting point. The same thing with this place. You know, before you cut, make sure you can join these parts together. You can see that they are no longer aligning, so you quickly use your quickly reblend it and you trace out. Okay, so now you know where to cut. With this now, our corset is ready just to cut it out and and sew. So this is it for today's tutorial. So I'm excited about it. I'm sure you feel the same way too. I think with this now you'll be able to like get your corsets right. So thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.